So the Royal Champion, the strength of this card comes from the fact that she is super good at cleaning up the battlefield. So what that means is you need to be able to do enough damage to the cards on the field, make them weak enough to hopefully chain an attack from your Royal Champion, right? So the main card in this deck is going to be my high damage dealers. I have the Archer for attacking the back line. I have the Miner who does a bunch of damage once he gets leveled up. And the beauty of this deck is that with the Royal Champion, I feel like she's an early game card and you really want to get the ball rolling early, right? By round 2, I usually am able to get all 6 cards down onto the field if I get the right rotation. So no Miner rotation, unfortunately, so we will be upgrading our Archer here. But by round 2, I always have at least 4 or 5 cards down on the field, and this is crucial because we just completely outnumber our opponents, deal a lot of damage, and then usually, you know, go up 2-0 to put in that work. So here you can see they have 4 cards on the field, right? They have the Giant Skeleton up front, and the Dark Goblin is just the damage dealer for the front line. He does so much damage to the tanks, and we are able to just cut through. And look at how low everybody is. Now the Royal Champion can use her chain attack and put in so much work, right? 2-0, just like that, and they haven't even seen the fact that we have a Miner yet. So I don't actually... So if we get screwed on rotation, we get screwed on rotation here. I think what I want to do is... Do I want to risk it? You know what? We'll just go ahead and upgrade our Dark Goblin. It's a good thing we didn't risk it because we would have had to upgrade our guard. So we saved it. We have our Dark Goblin leveling up. We'll send the Miner to the back line. And this is probably going to be a very fast 3-0 because I don't know if he's going to be able to stop it. The Miner gets some really good value here because he's going to get some free attacks off on the Electro Wizard. The Giant Skeleton Bomb goes off. And the Archer Queen not going to get some crazy value. Unfortunately, the Bowler does live. So we would have had a nice, it would have been an insane 4-piece cleanup if the Bowler had taken 1 more damage. And that damage would have come through if our Miner had the level. So it wasn't the perfect rotation. But now we will be able to end the game here by dropping... First of all, we'll upgrade our Giant Skeleton. We better get some Miners. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So this is the ideal setup. Our Miner will get to the back, deal a lot of damage. The Archer will help out and make them weak. The Giant Skeleton's Death Bomb will do a lot of damage as well. And then we should be good to go as far as cleaning up the rest of the field. Let's see how this one plays out. So he does have the Bowler. The Miner's going to slide right past that and get huge value onto the Electro Wizard. Giant Skeleton goes down to get huge value onto the Bowler. And now it's time for my champion to clean up the battlefield, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And we have to go up against another one of these, right? We have to show that our deck is the alpha. There's not another Royal Champion deck in this game that is going to stop us. Now, all 3 cards, like I said, this is all about overwhelming. I can get 4 cards down in the early game, which is kind of ridiculous when you think about it. That's at least going to be a 4v3 or a 4v2 even. Luckily, oh no, I forget. The Prince is crazy because he can actually hit the Miner before he goes underground, which means we don't get to the back line. But we've done quite a good amount of damage here. We'll be able to clean up a lot of his cards, but unfortunately, it looks like he's actually going to pick up round 1. The Miner does take off my Prince's head, or I'm sorry, the Prince takes off my Miner's head, and he's able to win that. So fair play, good job, Prince. We just got to make sure we play our Miner a little bit further back. Now, we still want to try to get all 6 cards down onto the field here, so we'll go with the Dark Goblin and the Giant Skeleton, and that's going to be all 6, like I said, by round 2. And because of the Prince meta, I do like to try and play all of my cards sort of stacked on each other. This way, if the Prince does make an appearance, if he hits like the first tank back, then the guard will be the second tank. So exactly what happened here. The guard will be the second tank, and it doesn't end up being one of my other cards, and it keeps all of my crucial cards alive. Miner's still doing a lot of work in the back there. His Giant Skeleton will get a ton of value, but luckily for us, the Dark Goblin has already started to heat up, and this is what he does best towards the middle of the game. 1-1. And for upgrades round 3, I like to go for my 2 elixir cards. If I can get a 2-star Miner and a 1-star Archer, that is usually my goal. So unfortunately here, it's either I have to go with the, I'm going to go Miner because that backstab is too crucial. We do end up saving 2 elixirs, so by the next round, we'll go with a 1-star Miner upgrade and a 2-star Giant Skeleton. And even if he predicts us, we're just going to keep the exact same movement. I think he'll change his troops up. If not, we'll be fine. But he goes for the guard this time, and he will be able to attack our Dark Goblin. So that's unlucky for the Dark Goblin. Luckily, the death damage does go down. The Dark Goblin actually stays alive, and now my hero can start to get a little bit of cleanup, but once again, he had some really good value. Now, the key here is going to be whether or not I think he's going to predict us again with the Prince. Do I change it up? Do I keep it the same? I sort of kept it the same the last 2 rounds, so we are going to be changing it up this time. And because he doesn't have a miner or anything like that, I'll keep my 2 weakest cards in the back. Now we get the boom damage up 40 giant skeleton. I'm really hoping we get good rotation here. We do. We get the area of effect, and we get the 2-star miner. So I believe we'll be able to win this specific game by round 5. We've got all of our crucial cards in the back to make sure they don't take any damage. And the Prince gets no value here. Oh man, he's got a 3-star miner. Okay. Okay, so we'll see how this one goes. Our miner's putting in the work back there. Dark Goblin will be able to heat up a ton, so he will be able to carry, I believe. He's going to put the team on his back, and now it's time for us to bring this game all the way back. That's what I'm talking about. 2-2, and into the final round. So we need to get a 3-star miner of our own. We need to dodge. We're going to go to where he played the Prince last, because we need to dodge that. I'm going to go Dark Goblin, stacking infinitely, because we need some crazy damage here. And we will go with our miner. No miner, so we're actually going to have to go with the stun and hope that we get a full carry experience. Hope that we predict his Prince, that he doesn't place it in these rows, or we're gonna be in trouble. Round 5, the Prince misses, and our guard is going to be able to hold the Prince and the miner, allowing our miner to get plenty of time to go to work. Our guard gets his ability off. It's time for our Dark Goblin to shine. He's gonna get some crucial stuns, and that is going to be a nice win here with this amazing Royal Champion deck.